I'm Jackie Newell with Basil Tate, and we are over here at the Valgoi project today. And those of you that have been following along for some time, you may know that this is actually the second home that we have worked with. The Valgois have been working on this project for a couple of years now. They bought the home and it was really dated. We had a lot of traditional finishes. It was really dark, which was a bummer because there are so many beautiful windows in this house that we just get that natural light. So we wanted to maximize on that, lighten things up. So we are here and we're going to give you a little tour of what we did. I am in the kitchen of the Valgoi house right now, and this is a huge makeover. We can't wait to show you the before and after. The original kitchen had a lot of warm whites, but almost yellowish, almost a country feel, had glaze on the cabinetry. So again, we're trying to lighten everything up, but our client loves color, and so we wanted to incorporate color in the cabinetry, but by doing this dark hue, it was going to make the kitchen feel way too dark, and so we actually opted to do dark lowers and then do the white upper cabinets to keep things light and bright. And I'm a little biased, but I think it totally worked. Another thing that we did was we were reconfiguring a little bit of the cabinetry over there, and we could not find cabinets that would match the same door style, and even our custom carpenters, they just couldn't match it, so we needed to get a little bit creative. So we designed this area that kind of showcases all of her little tea things and just kind of gave us a spot to add some accessories in an unexpected area. Another thing that we did was add this walnut countertop. So the problem that we had run into was that we wanted to make this island larger and be able to accommodate counter stools, but we were going to have to buy 2 slabs and have a seam, and we just weren't getting excited about that. So we actually worked with our carpenter and created and designed this piece here that extended their countertop, got them the space that they needed, got them the height that they needed, so that now their kids can sit up at the bar and eat. So this was another area that we were super excited how it turned out. Also did the bar area that we converted what they did have as a desk area. That wasn't functional for this family, and so being able to add a beverage refrigerator and an area for coffee machine and that kind of stuff, we recreated the bar area and we're able to carry in the same beautiful color that we did on the cabinets, add a little shiplap for texture, and our client is the queen of vintage finds, and so it's always fun to come over and see what she has found and what we can work in. And so you'll see that we had a really beautiful piece of vintage art that we got to work in there, and it just adds a little bit of history to the room and gives everybody a little bit of something to talk about. For the dining room, we were excited because we were actually able to repurpose some of the furniture that we had bought for the dining room of the previous home. So we actually brought the table, the chairs, and the sideboard all the way over here. What we love is that they are versatile pieces that we were able to take from their old house, which we went with a very coastal theme in there, to this home where we wanted more of a lived-in, collected, lots of layers and deep moody colors, and we were able to incorporate those same pieces into a whole new look. And we love the way the sideboard turned out. The chairs have some beautiful rattan that just brings in a little bit of natural textures, so we love that. We kept accessories simple, that we just wanted to do the candlesticks down the middle so that it wasn't overpowering, because we've got the beautiful moment above the sideboard where we again kept accessories minimal down below and above, because we wanted to showcase the textural art that we have on the walls. Another one of our favorite elements in this room was the rug. It's actually a Valgoi rug from the Amber Lewis collection, and not only is it absolutely beautiful, but it's actually the softest rug we've ever purchased. We love the colors that it added. It's got more of a busy pattern on it, but we love pairing that with more of a simple geometric design. So that's kind of what we did in the dining room here, was added a little bit of vintage and a little bit of modern and pulled them all together. And it's just magic. For the living room, we painted the brick. That was one of the big changes that we made, that it was a pretty red brick, but it just wasn't working in this house. That modernized it, just adds some texture to the space without adding color. So I love how that turned out. Another one of the big things that we focused on and we played around with a lot was the layout of the room, because we wanted it to be functional for their family, but we also, this is the room where everybody congregates, and so we wanted to make sure that it was easy to watch TV. We used our favorite Samsung frame TV. Frame TVs just become a work of art, and that worked perfectly for this project because we wanted to do a gallery wall, and so we actually incorporated the Samsung frame TV into the gallery wall, because as you know, or may not know, that you can upload art, and so it just looks like another piece of art on the wall. So that was one of our favorite features in here. is that we can have a beautiful living room and it doesn't have to look like it's all centered around a TV. Last but not least, we did some custom shelving. It was old, outdated, not our favorite, and we used the same walnut wood and incorporated that into the living room and modernized that area, and love how that turned out as well. For their formal living room, one of the biggest challenges was their super tall ceiling. Got great lighting and beautiful height, but it's always tricky to make sure that you buy things that are to scale so that it doesn't end up looking like you put dollhouse furniture in a big grand room. And so artwork was one of the biggest things that we needed to focus on. We've got a set of 3 grassy wall hangings above the fireplace that really helped draw your eye up and really emphasizes the height and the scale of this room. The size of this room, I should say. And so that was a biggie. And then the other piece was the artwork above the sofa that we considered doing a gallery wall, but we had already done that in the other living room. And so we wanted to just keep it simple. And so we have a gigantic piece of art from Studio McGee, nonetheless, that worked perfectly, and it just adds a little neutral pop of texture and color there that was not overpowering, but it really accented the room. And the beautiful green sofa, which was one of our favorite picks and was one of our very first decisions in the entire house and inspired the whole rest of the home. Office was actually one of the biggest transformations in the house, in my opinion, and when you see the before and afters, I think you'll agree. All of the millwork and the wood cabinetry was all a very light color, but again, needed to be updated, and we wanted to go moody, and we could go totally moody in there because they get such great natural light from all of the windows, and so we went from a creamy to a greenish, bluish. It turned out absolutely gorgeous, and again, I told you this client is amazing at finding and shopping for little vintage knickknacks, vintage furniture, and so this desk is actually mid-century modern desk that she found at an antique store that worked perfectly, and the wood tones warmed it up. So we paired that with some of her vintage finds and did a great mix of old and new on the shelves, and I think that it works really well and has a little bit of story to tell, right? That is a wrap on the Valgoi project for today. It has been a blast, and we feel so fortunate to have been back, and we love our clients, and we would love to work with you too.